Okay, you are going to see if you can get a light blue paper. If you don't have blue, you could use purple, something to kind of represent the sky. If not, just make do. We can always paint a paper, but we're gonna put our name and room number on the back. First name, last name, our room number, and our grade level, and then you may flip it to the front. And this is what we're going to glue onto. Also, we're gonna try to use a brown paper for our tree. Once you have your paper, we are going to be cutting the short side and cutting some strips, because we need some strips to be our tree branch, and we're gonna make those. So let's try to cut 4, and you can do some skinnier and some thicker. So maybe this next one I'll make a little skinnier. And then maybe this one I'll make wider. So I would say 4 to 6 pieces. Then you're going to take your brown pieces and arrange them in some kind of branch configuration. I want it like this, and then maybe that you can always cut them shorter if they're too long. I'm just laying them out to see what I've got here. So I'm going to use this one. And then maybe if I cut this one, it can come off of here. So you can see I can make these branches come off in different places here. So that one might be good to keep longer. And then maybe I have another one here. So figure out how you want those, and when you're ready, you're gonna glue your branches onto that sky paper. So let's practice with our glue bottles. I gave you these in your art kits. I'm gonna kind of move these off because I know I need to glue this big one first. I'm gonna flip it to the back, and then I'm gonna do dots of glue, just little dots. If they're big dots, you're squeezing too hard. So I'm just gonna do little dots around the edges, because we don't want so much glue that it squishes out and makes a mess. So once I have little dots going all the way around, you can flip that over, put it where you'd like it, push it down, and then I'm gonna glue my next big pieces. So I'm gonna do dots again, and then I'll attach this one. So I'm gonna do that to all my pieces, and then I will come back and show you my finished branch. So when you glue it, I was gonna say, make sure the whole rectangle is on top of the branch. So when I glue this one, I want it like this, not hanging off like that. So, because that wouldn't look like a real branch. You want it hanging off so it's actually touching on top of the branch. So next, if you have some green paper, we're gonna make some leaves for our tree branches that are green. So these are like an evergreen bush or evergreen branches. These were just some scraps I had left over from other works. So if you do not have green, you can always color some green paper. Just color it with the green and cut those out. So I'm gonna cut again some rectangles. I'm gonna keep these a little skinnier so that they can be more of a evergreen branch. Might trim this off so it's easier to cut. And you can cut them skinnier than our branches, because these are like pine needles, and we need a bunch of these. So go ahead and cut those. I'm gonna trim off this edge so it looks more like a rectangle. And then I'm gonna start working on deciding where I wanna put these pine needles on my picture. If they're too long, just cut them. I might cut some of these in half so that I can have double the amount. And if I want to glue all these in here, then I can do that. So these could go all along here, because this tree has lots of pine needles, because it is a winter tree that does not lose its leaves or needles in this case. So I'm going to glue these very similar to how we did our branches, by using my glue bottle. I'm gonna give you the option, if you wanna use your glue stick, you can. That is up to you, what you'd like to do with that. So we need some branches and pine needles put on here. I'm gonna glue these and I'll come back. Okay, and we're gonna let that dry and we'll do the next step tomorrow.